Hi, my name is Barbara Sloan. The work that I do is with organizations who sometimes find that they are in some trouble and they really want to improve what they're able to do. I'm also called in when an organization is thriving and believes that they could do better. The essence of the work really is to enable people to have the conversations about what matters most to them, so that through the process of the dialogue they reach a level of shared agreement about what they truly want to accomplish together. So that often takes the form of strategic planning sessions. More and more we're doing that with really large groups, so that you quite literally get the whole system in the room, at which point you don't then have a plan that just the leadership team is trying to sell to the rest of the organization, but you have a plan that is informed by the very people who then do the work. So the plan is in their bones. It's not just something that sits on a shelf somewhere as a disembodied strategic plan. So that may be the large scale of things. So I do that work with nonprofits, with corporations, sometimes with senior executive teams. One example would be a project working with National Public Radio, where we did an Appreciative Inquiry Summit, very short kind of run-up time, and in that period of time built a concept for a completely new structure and a completely new culture in their news and digital media divisions. And they agreed on what they wanted to achieve, and then took the next year and a half to really implement that. It meant building different facilities, building different relationship structures, and so on. But it was entirely supported by the entire group of people who would then have to implement it. It would never really have gotten off the ground otherwise. So a very high engagement process using appreciative inquiry. Another approach might be to be working with an executive when you're doing strategic change, so that their behavior, beliefs, and the way that they contribute to that is in alignment with what the whole group wants to accomplish. I'm also called to coach individuals and sometimes teams. So it's really the whole gamut of enabling a group to have the kinds of conversations to achieve what matters most, and in the process to build more robust and open relationships, so that they can deal with the challenges as they come up, so that they can agree on what they want to accomplish together. Often without intending it, organizations can rather kill the impulse to be creative and generative. Sometimes there's a way we have of dealing with the day-to-day demands of work that has a deadening effect over time. And through engaging in these kinds of conversations, it invariably results in renewed energy, renewed commitment, renewed enthusiasm, and a different capacity for full collaboration among the people who are engaged in the process. So every application is different because it's really built in partnership with the organization, and the results that people are achieving through this process has time after time after time more than justified the hopes that they had for it, or more than realized the hopes they had for it, and the investment of time of the people in the organization. So it's built on appreciative inquiry principles. It is co-created with the organization, and it's invariably generative. It makes moving forward an attractive proposition, and one that people look forward to and then follow through with some energy. So it builds in the capacity for sustainability of the change that the people in the system want to accomplish. That's kind of a thumbnail sketch. Thank you.